So we are going to work on the crossbody connectors. I'm doing these a little bit different than maybe you've seen somewhere else. But I did this because I had to fix a bag at one point and she wanted to go ahead and add crossbody connectors to a bag that was already done. And I liked how it came out. So we're going to take our connector pieces and we're going to put double-sided tape down the center of both. And we are going to match up each long edge to the center. So you should have two. Next, we are going to just take a small piece of double-sided tape, just a small, and put it on the edge of all four ends. And then we're just going to fold this over. The width of your tape, it's about 1/2 inch. If you don't mind the raw edges, you don't have to do any fold over, and I would just shorten your connectors. And if anything, you want them to be the same size, so make sure they are. Okay, the next thing we need to do is take our exterior piece. Well, first, we need to find the center of our connector because you need to match them up. So you want to take something that you can wipe off. And this is about 4 inches. Well, it's 3 3/4. So we need, find the middle, or you know what? Hey, everybody, here we go. Gonna mark the middle, just like that. That's easier than trying to do math. Because you want to match up the center with your side seams so they are in the middle. We're going to grab our 2 D-rings. And this can be a little bit tricky, so we're going to go ahead and put our D-rings on. Now, the other thing is too, if your machine can't handle all this double-sided tape, then have some alcohol ready, because this step really is better with double-sided tape. You can try and hold it, but then you run the risk of it moving. So we want to add double-sided tape, just a small piece to these ends to hold it in place. So we're going to take our exterior, flatten it out. Now keep in mind, if you have interfaced this with fleece and foam, Decaville Light, anything like really heavy, this is going to be really tricky. So we just want to open this up, try and lay this flat, and we want to measure down 1.5 inches from the top edge. So we're going to measure down 1.5 inches from the top edge. Peel this tape off. Match up those centers. There we go. Man. I want to try and get it as flat as possible. Move that D-ring to the center. Like I said, this part can be a little bit tricky, but you don't want it to be bulging, so. All right, so there we go. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to have the D-ring in the middle, but you want to sew a box as close as you can all the way around up to that D-ring. So in essence, you're going to have 2 boxes. So you're going to sew a box. Here's your D-ring in the middle. You want to sew a box close to that center and back around on each side. At about 1/8 of an inch. So I'm just going to move the D-ring out of the way. I don't like to start and stop in the corner of anything that I'm making, so I'm going to start in the middle at the top and go around. And just take your time. Again, you don't want it too close, but you want it close enough. Go ahead and snip this thread. And there's one side. We're going to do the same thing to the other. I just haven't burned my thread yet. You want to pull that D-ring as tight as possible into the center. It might help if you stand it up. And we are going to need something to help protect the hardware. And make sure the bottom is out of the way because I almost sewed through that. And it's nice and flat. You're going to trim all these threads and burn them. And there you have it, a crossbody. You can do it in essence from the top, but I kind of like this look, and you can go ahead and add your rivets here to help with the weight of the bag, but I like to add the rivets through the lining on this bag only, so I'm going to do that after I attach my lining. So we're going to do the same thing to the other side. See, and here's how it looks. If you can see that. So when the bag's hanging, it's going to look like this. And your D-ring can move just a little bit, but not too much. So we're going to do the same thing to the other side.